Well, good morning, Travels with Dottie here, and we have the comment video. It's 8:09 a.m. on the 9th of February 2025, and it's 47 degrees outside. Today we're looking for a high of 71, low of 49, 75 tomorrow, then 68, goes down all the way to 64 on Wednesday, and then 68, 69 back up to 70s, high 70s through the next 10 days. And let's look at wind. Nothing today, nothing tomorrow. When I mean nothing, it's all less than 10 miles per hour. Then Tuesday, it hits, we got some wind Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are days where it's double-digit winds. Friday looks like the worst of it, where it's up to 15 sustained, 30 gusts. So not a big deal, not like the wind we had earlier in the season. Just be aware that in the mid-afternoon this coming week, starting on Tuesday, you're going to have moderate winds that can gust up to double those moderate winds. So moderate winds between 10 and 15, especially Friday when it gets to 15, you can get a 30-mile-per-hour gust. That can, just be careful with your awnings and light things that you have outside, that's all. So that is the weather, and we're going to jump right into the comments. And we have Dee Dee Cornell. Good Saturday morning, Mr. Rob, Dottie, and George. He says, I pay $4.50 for a dozen eggs, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Cotty Wample says, Daddy is autocorrect for Dottie, or it was spoken to text, pretty sure. Okay, I was wondering, someone says, hello, Daddy. Like, it seemed kind of creepy, and it was autocorrect. I didn't think of that, but I'm sure that's what it was. On the 104-year-old skydiver, Ken Gray says, great story. Ken also says, hello, Daddy is autocorrect for hello, Dottie. It took me a couple of weeks to train it out of my autocorrect. Then it hit me that it should end with an IE, not a Y. Dream Adventures. Hi again, Rob. You said you were from Rochester, New York. St. John Fisher is in Rochester. That's why I mentioned it. Yeah, I probably should have known that. But I was there from birth to, well, I went away to school, to prep school in 74, and I was probably there technically until 77. So I knew, I'd heard of St. John Fisher College. I thought it was Syracuse. I was wrong. Sorry. FSD at the Lake. Rob, thank you for your videos. We really appreciate all the time and energy you put into them. We're headed home in Northern California on Monday. So glad we got to meet you and Dottie. It's been fun being your neighbor for the past 3 weeks. We'll continue to follow along on your nomadic journey. If you ever venture to Northern California, please let us know. All our best, Francis and Pete. Well, thank you. That's so nice. Rob, Jeff, Jeff Engel. Sorry, Jeff. Rob, have you tried the new grocery outlet in Blythe? Great deals. And I said, I have not, and I need to get my butt out there and do a video and check it out. New discount grocery place in Blythe that people are raving about. For yesterday's late long form video, Saturday at Silly L's, Pete Diaz says, wishing the best for you and your hip replacement procedure. The 104-year-old skydiver, Robert Nasser, says, just nice. Diane Soapmaker, so glad you're finally able to get your hip fixed. What a relief it will be. I meet with a surgeon on Thursday. So Friday morning, I'll have more information on and I'm definitely doing when I get my hip replaced, it's going to be a video series from the perspective of someone that has no idea what to expect. And I'm going to do a video series on what it's like to get surgery on the road. Hip replacement surgery. El Fuego, the fire, right? Did I get that right? My birthday is today, the 8th of February. Well, happy late birthday. That was yesterday. Happy birthday to you, and congrats on the Medicare qualification. Your positive attitude and approach to life is inspiring for people like me that are looking forward to a similar retirement. Well, I hope you get it. I hope you love it. Hosternoff says, Rover's Roost, I love the smell of a new manure in the morning. Okay, that takes some explaining. I wanted to check out a Escapees co-op park, you know, where you pay a big fee up front and you get rights to have lease the lot for life. And there's one south of Phoenix, and I was trying to think it's something Roost, and it starts with an R, and I can't remember. And he's saying it's Rover's Roost, and they're correct. And he says, I love the smell of manure in the morning. It's near, the only negative I've heard about it is it's near like some kind of cattle place, farm, ranch, whatever. And the smell of manure wafts in when the conditions are right. I don't think I care about that. We'll see, though. Definitely the one I land in, I'll be staying in for at least a month. So stay tuned. Naj says, you need wasabi peas. Hey, Rob, every time I go to the grocery store and I get wasabi peas, I think of you because I only know of 2 people who like wasabi peas besides me, and one of them is you. Big hug to Dottie and George. Boot 76. I was in Quartzsite for about 3 weeks and left yesterday for Lake Havasu. You, sir, aside from some necessary equipment and tricks I've learned from you, have my respect for living out there for so long. One must venture out to really have the experience. I had silly else left over from my freezer, and they are definitely worth a stop. Safe travels. And Lisa Roth, Rover's Roost, I think. Yeah, you were right, Lisa. Pup Camper. It was a wonderful, fun adventure to Silly Al's. This has got to be a joke where I ask people to subscribe to her channel. She doesn't post that many videos, but I did it initially like I do for any friend that has a channel, and she got a bunch of subscribers, and then I mentioned it again, and she kept, I don't understand, she'd be looking at front, I don't understand where all these subscribers are coming from. So now it's being a joke. Even if you don't want to watch her, just subscribe. Let's drive her crazy with the number of subscribers and her trying to figure out why. Unless you're listening to this, then I'm in maybe big trouble. Dee Cornell says, good morning, Mr. Rob, Dottie, and George. And by the way, it's Papa Camper 58, POPCAMPER 58. 104-year-old skydiver. Lisa Ross says, what an amazing woman. Let's see. Ken Gray says, located on Congress, Arizona, North Ranch Escapees are vertex, maybe Rover's Roost. It's Rover's Roost in Casa Grande. Susan Stevens says Rover's Roost. A lot of people knew this information. I knew they would. I just couldn't think of it. Are you still interested in the Yuma Park? You know what? No. Here's the thing that I occasionally do, and this is, see if you do things like this. I made a specific trip to tour the Escapees Co-op Park in Yuma. And I did a bunch of research on Yuma, the park, and I'm like, this sounds like it's perfect for me. And I went down there and I drove all the streets, and I noticed it was fairly close together. Most of them kind of are. The lots weren't very big. And the buildings people had on there were super small, like 10 by 10 at the biggest. And I found out that's, I think somewhere close to that number is the maximum you can have. So they have tiny, tiny buildings that would be cramped if you wanted to use it as an office. So I guess people maybe do it. I don't know. But I rationalized, I don't really care about that much, and being close together doesn't matter to me. So I wanted to keep my enthusiasm going, so I talked down the things that I saw that I didn't like. And now that I've had some time to contemplate, I'm not sure that's what I want. So we're going to look at Rover's Roost this spring, and I'll bring you with me. Casa Grande, Arizona. So it's kind of south of Phoenix. It's where Interstate 8 and 10 meet up. It's right in that immediate area. And the immediate area has a Walmart, a Home Depot, all just within a couple miles. So that's really good. It's convenient for those kinds of services. Anything more, so I have the choice of going to either Tucson or Phoenix. Phoenix has everything. Phoenix is like, what, the 5th biggest city in the whole country. Yet it's less than an hour from Phoenix, but it's out in the desert. It's remote. So we'll see. And I've already started the process of rationalization because, as I mentioned, people say there's a manure smell every once in a while from the cattle thing. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't bother me. Well, we'll see, right? We'll see if that bothers me. Independent Mark said, got into Quartzsite yesterday afternoon, set up camp, and then went to Silly Al's. Had the meat lovers, was great. That's what I got yesterday. Thanks for the recommendation on one of your prior videos. Hope to meet you here soon. Your videos have been so helpful in preparing me to come, so thanks. Keep up the good work. Yeah, I got a large meat lovers pizza. I had 2 slices, and then I had 2 slices last night for dinner, and I've still got a whole plastic tub filled with pizza slices. So we got at least 2 or 3 more meals to go. Nancy Lowe, thinking about stopping at Angles Peak Campground in New Mexico. It is free camping and looks amazing. I've never heard of that. That's interesting. Blue Pony, at 410, you mentioned Taos, New Mexico. I remember they talked quite a bit on Art Bell's show about the Taos hum. I wonder if they still have that very low-pitched hum. Yeah, I heard about that too. And I've been to Taos several times. I haven't heard the hum. But I could ask around and see, hey, is this still a thing? And Nancy Mendero says, an hour ago, glad you got leftover pizza. So another short one. Not many comments the past few days. I don't know whether it's because Quartzsite's winding down, or I don't know. I think it's Quartzsite's winding down. People aren't excited about Quartzsite anymore because it's towards the end of the season, and I think my channel volume in terms of views and comments are going to go back down to sort of normal, the way it was when I'm not in Quartzsite. So I don't have a video to release today, so I've been toying around with the idea of doing a video outside, talking about things that, in order to embrace this lifestyle, things that you really need to enjoy that maybe you don't think of. For example, fixing things in your rig. I'm constantly fixing or modifying something, and if you don't like doing that kind of stuff, Dottie and George had a minor disagreement. Dottie, why did you bark at your brother? They're like right next to each other, down here next to me. Why did you bark? Why did you bark? She doesn't know. Or she's not willing to say. So things of that nature. Alone time, it's not so much an issue in the winter here when I'm camped with a bunch of people, but it can get a little lonely traveling around in the spring and the summer where I'm not necessarily camping with people I know. It's one of the reasons why I want to get into a place like Rover's Roost, where people own their lots there and you get to know them, so you can be part of that community whenever you're there. So that's one of the things I'm looking at. Anyway, that's something like that is going to be part of today's video that I'll do this afternoon. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.